G'day guys, I'm Spud from Survive at Southwest, and this is a Paiute Deadfall trap. I'm going to run you through how to build this in today's video. But before I get into that, if you like what you see on my channel, don't forget to smash that like button, hit subscribe so you don't miss out on any upcoming videos, and share my videos around. Let's get to it. Okay, so the Paiute Deadfall trap is a very handy trap. It can be scaled up to pretty much any size. You're only limited on what you've got as a weight and bits and pieces like that. And it only requires a few things. It requires some sticks and a little bit of cordage. So I'm just using one of the interior strands of a bit of 550 paracord. So you want to start with your upright. Now your upright is just a basic stick with a wedge at the top. Okay, so flat on the bottom and a wedge at the top. You've then got this piece. So this piece is the piece that holds the deadfall up. So as you can see, I've notched a groove into that in the shape of a 7, part of the L7 trigger. And what happens there is that will sit on there like that. And then you've got this little bit that I've whittled down to be flat, put a notch in it to hold some rope. That will come and go all the way around, and that will hold that up. And that's essentially what will hold the whole thing up. So that bit of string there is going to hold the weight of the entire part. So if you scale it up to, say, dropping a whole log or something quite heavy, you're going to need to scale up that bit of rope. And then of course, which I'll show you when we set it up, is you've got a trigger. Now what that trigger does is I've got that around there, that trigger that sits on there and goes to the deadfall as well. And so what will happen is I'll bait that up, an animal comes along and bites it, it drops down, which releases that, which then drops it down. So we'll get on to setting this out. Okay, so I've got my piece I'm using as the deadfall. What I want to do is I want to start setting this up. So we have the upright, which is going into place. And then what I want to do is, with that groove, we'll slot onto that. And we'll hold into there. So you can very quickly see if that's going to balance. If you hold the end of that down and it's not trying to move sideways, you've got a pretty good balance. And then what you do is you get this part with the string, and basically that will go around like that, and that'll hold it. But what I want to do is, I've made that a bit long, so just wrap it around the back there. That was too much. Okay, and that's holding like that. So what I need to do now is I've got my trigger. So I've just put a slight point on one end and it's just flat at the other. So that slight point is just to help it bite into something on there, which is going to hold it. And there we have it. That is a set deadfall trap ready to go. So what will happen now is I'll bait that up and something will come along and bite that. I'll set it off in a sec, but what I want to do is I just want to go along and just very gently put some more weight on top there. That's the good thing about this trap, is you can add more weight onto it, onto the deadfall, as much as you want, as long as that string will hold. So I'll have my bait up here. All right. So I've scaled this up. Normally I would make this a lot smaller, but I've scaled this up so I can show you how it works properly. So what's going to happen is I've got my bait up there. If an animal comes along, bang, I've caught myself some dinner. Okay, so that was the Paiute Deadfall trap. Now that trap can be very finicky to work out. I set that up about 5 or 6 times before I got to film it. I've also taken a fair bit of skin off my hands, purely because it can be very touchy when you're setting it up. I set that up with quite a heavy sort of trigger, just so it wouldn't keep collapsing while I was trying to set it up for the video. It's one of those skills that you need to get out and practice. You need to build one, see how it works, see how it feels when you're setting it up. But yeah, very effective trap for catching small things like rats and mice. And as I said before, you can scale it up. You can make it as big as you want to drop whole logs. And yeah, but before I go, be sure to hit that like button, hit subscribe, share my videos around. And remember, if you are in Western Australia, using snares like this is completely illegal, which is why I'm not baiting it up today, because it is illegal where I live to do it. And I will see you all next time.